Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, the people around you simply don't respect you? Maybe it's a colleague who insists on undermining your ideas, or a family member who constantly puts you down. Imagine what it would be like to completely reverse this situation without raising your voice or losing your calm, just by using the power of your emotional control. In this video, I'm going to share with you 8 Stoic attitudes that can transform how people see you and, more importantly, how you feel. These attitudes will give you the strength needed to disarm anyone who doesn't respect you and do it without losing your peace of mind. So if you want to find out how to take control and live more peacefully, stay with me until the end. And if you already enjoy this type of content, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any Stoic wisdom tips that could change your life. 1. The art of not reacting. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to fall into the trap of reacting impulsively when provoked? Someone makes a sarcastic comment, and the first thing that comes to mind is to snap back. But Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in not reacting. Imagine being in a meeting and being challenged maliciously. Everyone is waiting for your reaction, but instead of responding, you take a deep breath, observe, and choose not to respond immediately. That moment of pause is where your true power lies. Not reacting doesn't mean being passive. It means choosing not to give in to the impulse. Think of a burning ember. If you blow on it, the fire grows. But if you leave the ember alone, it eventually goes out. By not reacting, you completely disarm those who try to unsettle you, and even more, demonstrate an emotional control that is rarely seen and greatly admired. This transforms your image in the eyes of others, from someone who is easily provoked to someone who is calm, centered, and unshakable. This attitude is especially powerful because it shows others that you are not at the mercy of your emotions. You become someone who is difficult to manipulate, someone who acts with wisdom and not impulsively. Imagine how many uncomfortable situations could have been avoided if you had simply chosen not to react. This ability to stay calm not only disarms your opponents, but also gives you a strategic advantage in any situation. By mastering the art of not reacting, you become an example of self-control and emotional intelligence. Reacting impulsively often means acting without thinking, which is exactly what people who try to provoke us want. They want us to lose control, to do something we'll regret later. When you choose not to react, you break this cycle, disrupt the pattern the other person expects from you, and by doing so, redefine the dynamic between you. Imagine the power of being in control, of being the one who decides the course of the conversation rather than being led by it. That changes everything. 2. The power of silence. Many times, silence is the best response. In Stoicism, silence is a powerful tool for disarming others. When provoked, most people's natural reaction is to defend themselves or strike back. But what happens when you simply remain silent? Imagine a scenario where someone is trying to provoke you, whether at home or at work, and instead of responding, you just observe and stay quiet. This creates discomfort for the other person, who expected the exact opposite. Silence can be an act of power because it shows that you don't need to validate the provocation with a response. You are not submitting to the dynamic imposed by the other person. This confuses those who try to destabilize you and demonstrates a level of self-control that few people can achieve. Additionally, silence gives you time to think and reflect, allowing you to act in a way that aligns with your values and not with the emotions of the moment. Strategic silence also allows you to better observe other people's behavior. In many cases, provocation comes with an attempt at manipulation. When you remain silent, you can identify the person's real intentions and assess whether it's worth responding. This pause also allows you to choose a response that is more effective and less emotional, which further disarms the provocateur. Moreover, by not reacting immediately, you create an aura of mystery and control that can intimidate those who try to unsettle you. Imagine silence as a mirror. It reflects the other person's emotions and intentions. When someone provokes you and you respond with silence, the person is forced to confront their own behavior and words. This reflective effect can be very powerful, as it often makes the person realize they are acting inappropriately. Additionally, silence allows you to regain control of the situation. Instead of being a reactive participant, you become an active observer, which puts you in a position of advantage. 3. Self-sufficiency Recognize your own strength. Stoicism teaches us to seek self-sufficiency as a form of freedom. When you recognize your own strength and independence, the opinions of others become irrelevant. Being self-sufficient doesn't mean isolating yourself, but rather not depending emotionally or financially on others. Think of a well-built boat, capable of navigating stormy seas without needing an anchor. Being self-sufficient means being that boat. You face challenges without depending on anyone's approval. This strength makes those who try to disrespect you realize that their words and actions have no power over you. Your independence is a clear sign that you value yourself and will not be manipulated by external opinions. This not only disarms people around you, but also makes them admire you more. When you become self-sufficient, your confidence grows exponentially. People begin to see that you are not someone who can be easily influenced or manipulated. This inner strength makes you feel more secure in your decisions and less susceptible to criticism or external judgment. Additionally, self-sufficiency allows you to establish healthier relationships because you are not constantly seeking validation. You become a complete person, and this attracts genuine respect and admiration from those around you. Self-sufficiency is also related to your ability to find happiness within yourself. Often we seek validation and happiness from external sources, whether people, material possessions, or achievements. When you learn to be self-sufficient, you understand that your happiness does not depend on any of these things. You become free from the expectations of others and social pressures, and this gives you an unparalleled sense of power and freedom. You become the creator of your own destiny, and that is incredibly liberating. 4. Focus on what matters. We live in a world full of distractions, and this pulls us away from what is truly important. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what really matters and let go of what is superficial. Imagine being at a crowded party with several conversations happening at the same time. You can choose to participate in everything and leave exhausted, or you can choose to focus only on the people who matter. By focusing on what matters, you gain a sense of purpose that is hard to shake. This also applies to relationships. Saying no to what doesn't add value is essential for maintaining your inner peace. When you stop worrying about what is irrelevant, those who try to disrespect you can't reach you because you simply aren't playing their game. And this brings natural respect, as it shows that you have a sense of priority that most people do not. Focusing on what matters also means learning to distinguish between what is urgent and what is important. Often we are pulled by demands that seem urgent, but in reality have no real value in our lives. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize what truly contributes to our growth and well-being. When you learn to say no to distractions and external pressures, you create space for what really matters. This not only improves your quality of life, but also makes others see you as someone with a clear and firm purpose, someone who knows what they want and doesn't deviate easily. By focusing on what is essential, you are also cultivating a fuller and more meaningful life. Many times we get lost in activities and commitments that add no real value to our lives. Learning to focus on what truly matters helps us find meaning in our actions and live according to our values. This brings a sense of fulfillment and contentment that is difficult to achieve when we are constantly distracted. When you concentrate on what is essential, you are investing in your own happiness and well-being, and that is something that everyone around you will notice and respect. 5. Time as your ally. In Stoicism, time is seen as a powerful ally. You don't have to react immediately to every situation. Think of a tree growing. It takes time to strengthen, and when it is mature, it becomes unshakable. When someone provokes you, the temptation is to respond quickly. But Stoics teach that waiting, pondering, and letting time pass is a form of control. By waiting for the right moment to act, you demonstrate a deep understanding of the circumstances and do not allow yourself to be carried away by the pressure of the moment. This confuses those who expect an immediate reaction and shows that you are always acting according to a well-thought-out plan, not just reacting randomly. This calmness destabilizes anyone who tries to pressure you, and over time, people learn to respect you for your patience and wisdom. Time also allows you to see situations from a broader perspective. When you choose not to react immediately, you may notice details that were not clear before. Perhaps the provocation isn't about you, but about the other person's own insecurity. Giving time to time gives you the opportunity to see beyond the surface and respond more intelligently. Additionally, patience is a rare and much admired quality. Those who know how to wait for the right moment to act are often seen as natural leaders because they show that they are not governed by impulsiveness, but by wisdom. Time is also a great teacher. It shows us that many things that seem urgent today will be irrelevant tomorrow. By learning to give time to time, you develop a more calm and serene perspective on life's challenges. You understand that everything passes and that not every provocation or problem deserves an immediate response. This perspective helps you stay calm in stressful moments and act more wisely and thoughtfully. Moreover, those who know how to use time to their advantage are seen as wise individuals who do not get carried away by haste or panic, but who act in a calculated and conscious manner. 6. Setting clear boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential to ensure that you are respected. Just like a busy avenue that needs traffic lights and lanes to keep order, our lives also need clear boundaries. When you define what is acceptable and what is not, you are protecting your personal space and your inner peace. People begin to realize that they cannot cross certain lines and end up respecting you more because of it. Setting boundaries does not mean pushing people away, but rather ensuring a space where you can thrive. Often it takes courage to say no, but it is precisely this courage that makes you seen as someone who values themselves and is not at the disposal of anyone or anything that wants to take advantage of you. Setting clear boundaries also means establishing realistic expectations with others. When you communicate your boundaries clearly and firmly, people know how far they can go. This avoids misunderstandings and creates an environment of mutual respect. Moreover, by setting boundaries, you are demonstrating that you value your time and energy, which makes others value them too. Those who try to disrespect you quickly realize that they cannot play with your boundaries because you are willing to defend them at any cost. This is a sign of inner strength and self-respect. Boundaries are also fundamental for maintaining healthy relationships. When you set boundaries, you are telling the world that you respect yourself and expect the same from others. This creates an environment where people know what to expect from you and how to interact respectfully. Additionally, setting boundaries is an act of self-love. By protecting your space and well-being, you are taking care of yourself, which allows you to be the best version of yourself for those who truly matter. Setting clear boundaries is a way to ensure that you have the energy and focus necessary to dedicate yourself to what truly matters in your life. 7. Brutal honesty. One of the greatest Stoic virtues is honesty, and not just any honesty, but brutal honesty. Being brutally honest means not hiding your mistakes, admitting when you fail, and being transparent about your intentions. This not only disarms those who try to criticize you, but also creates an aura of trust around you. People know they can trust you because you are not afraid to be truthful. Imagine admitting a mistake publicly. It takes courage to do that, but it is precisely this courage that creates respect. When you don't need to keep up appearances, you become lighter and more authentic, and people notice that. They begin to admire your sincerity and trust you more because they know you are not hiding anything. Brutal honesty also means being transparent in your relationships, in both good and bad times. This creates an environment of trust and respect. When you are honest about your feelings, desires, and expectations, you avoid emotional games and manipulations. The people around you begin to realize that with you, there are no hidden agendas or ulterior motives. This is extremely powerful because it makes your interactions more authentic and free of tension. Being brutally honest doesn't mean being insensitive, but rather valuing the truth above all else, as it is in the truth that genuine trust is built. Being brutally honest also requires you to be honest with yourself. Many times we are our own worst critics, and it's easy to fall into the trap of deceiving ourselves about our own mistakes and weaknesses. Stoicism teaches us to look inward and recognize our flaws with the same frankness that we show to others. This allows us to grow and continuously improve. When you are honest with yourself, you become stronger and more capable of facing life's challenges because you are no longer hiding behind excuses or illusions. This inner honesty is the foundation for self-confidence and self-respect. 8. Transformative gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool that is often underestimated. When you respond to negativity with gratitude, you completely change the dynamic. Imagine being criticized unjustly, and instead of reacting with anger, You respond with a simple, "Thank you for sharing your point of view. I will reflect on it." This response completely disarms the person criticizing you because they expect a negative reaction and find serenity instead. Cultivating gratitude is not just a social practice, it is a profound act of inner change. By being thankful, even in challenging situations, you transform the way you see the world and how the world responds to you. This not only improves your inner peace, but also makes people around you see you as unshakable. Practicing gratitude daily changes your perspective on life. When you start being grateful for the little things, the sunrise, your health, moments of peace, you begin to see the world differently. This creates a solid foundation of positivity that is hard to shake. Negative people who try to bring you down end up frustrated because they realize you are someone who sees life with optimism and gratitude. This optimism is contagious and makes others feel good around you, creating a positive and supportive network. Gratitude is also a form of empowerment. When you choose to be grateful, even in the face of difficulties, you are choosing to focus on what is positive in your life. This gives you a sense of control and power because, instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become someone who finds value in every experience. This inner power makes you feel more resilient and prepared to face challenges. Moreover, gratitude has a profound effect on your relationships. When you express gratitude, those around you feel valued and respected, which strengthens bonds and creates an environment of trust and mutual support. We have reached the end of this video, and I hope these 8 Stoic attitudes have inspired you to change how you deal with challenging situations and people who don't respect you. Remember, the art of not reacting, the power of silence, self-sufficiency, focusing on what matters, time as your ally, setting clear boundaries, brutal honesty, and transformative gratitude are powerful tools at your disposal. They may not change others, but they will certainly change you and how you are seen by the world. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to keep learning about how Stoicism can transform your life. Leave a comment below sharing which of these attitudes you will start practicing today. And remember, every transformation begins with a small step. Activate notifications, like the video, and share it with friends who could benefit from these ideas. Let's create a more serene, strong, and meaningful life together.